Hello everyone, my name is Gus.
Hi, I'm Woody.
Today we have a recommended video from a channel that I encourage a lot of people watching this to go and check out. They have some amazing cave diving videos. And I say some of you because if you're a cave diver, you should definitely go check them out. If you're not a diver or anything, it may be a little boring, but for me, it's like the best. Like this is legit content, amazing divers.
Okay, and the only intelligent comment I want to add at this point to add to it is when I like something they're doing, because I just don't feel like talking so much today, you're going to see this.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yep.
So that means that's awesome.
Okay. I don't know about how qualifying your comments will be when you're wearing that. But anyway, they are local. Check out
this
their
means
channel.
I don't like it if I go
Subscribe.
rapid. So when you talk, I'm going rapid. I'm just saying.
All right,
that's
recommended video. All I know is we know some of these divers, and they are in Madagascar. So they're in Africa.
Cool.
Getting after it in caves.
And
so
we're here in Atlanta.
That's right.
Ooh.
(2019).
Hopefully my tail's going to the beat. Okay, let's read it. Wait, what did it say? To push what?
Boundaries of exploration.
Okay.
Reminds me of our drive-in in Mexico. Remember?
That's Philip. I love that guy. Philip. He's so awesome. Such a good guy. Patrick must be there. I've never seen them not together.
And then we have the problem of spiking.
There he is.
It's almost that.
Dive stud right there.
I'm sick of coming out at night all the time. Where's Ryan?
I love the CCR cave class too.
Look at that. That's hilarious.
Wait. Let's pause here for a second. Let's see. Okay. So this is what did it say?
That is so.
P. Whitman. So Patrick Whitman, ITE 1842. I guess instructor, training, evaluator. Is that what he's talking about?
He's got like everything you could be.
Set point selection, bailout range, procedure protocols, and then
Look at those kids.
I love that he drew like the shape of the diver in perfect trim in the cave. Don't be like Fred.
Yeah.
Let's see hyperoxia, hypoxia, hypercapnia.
Yes. And what I picture he's doing is in his mind he's like, well, hell, nobody else is listening to me, so maybe these guys will. That's what I think. Oh, well, let me try these guys.
Okay, let me finish the class. Ryan.
Look at all the beer bottles on the floor.
It's almost 11.
Oh my.
Where's Olivier?
Chill, bro. Oh, this is you.
Yeah, relax.
It's 11. Dude, take it easy.
I'm tired.
Cave's not going anywhere.
He's doing yoga.
All right, we'll meet back here in half an hour then. Huh?
I like the mouthwash, a beer. That's so funny.
Olivier!
Oh my god.
Hey Olivier!
Oui.
Je médite.
On a dit qu'on allait plonger, il est presque 11h.
Ouais, c'est bon.
How did Olivier
You know what's
get up
missing
there?
from this? I wasn't there with you guys.
Right?
You don't want me there?
That's terrible. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Ready?
Yeah, he's inside.
Gears inside the tree.
By the way, what is that? It's like a house inside of a tree.
It's just a huge tree, like those giant sequoias or whatever. They're like
they hollowed out
they're hollowed out. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's go film that video you saw the other day. That was huge.
Yeah, the one after the second tee, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to pause it and see if I can see.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at a scrubber. Okay, that's Sidewinder 1.
Yeah, this is 2019. They had old school
Well,
Sidewinder.
that's about when they started on the Sidewinder team.
Yeah. Look at that.
Why are we not doing this more?
Because we're not at their level. These are
Not even
world
close.
class. These guys are world class. I get it. But like I can do the beer mouthwash. Like I can do that part.
When I dove in Mexico with Pat, you maybe think I'm a fanboy of him.
Maybe.
One time I think I saw him move up like a centimeter, and he was like, oh, I'm out of control. That's how good. I just moved
Don't film this.
with no fins. Perfect. I moved a centimeter. I had a bad day. Everybody
Yeah.
has a bad. That's
Terrible.
Patrick. I had a horrible day. Like, oh my god.
How do they have a ProTech sticker in tanks in Madagascar?
That looks so nice.
Oh, it looks amazing. See, like this is for people that are like, I could never cave dive. I can't squeezing through these tiny spaces. Look at this cave.
Yeah, good. Exactly. Good point.
You can drive a cruise ship through here.
Yeah, looks amazing. They are really good at filming, aren't they?
Oh yeah. And diving. And everything.
No, but come on, we beat ourselves up a lot, but you know we could do that with them, and we would be totally in trim and in control.
This will be amazing.
It would be amazing. That is the kind of cave diving that I really enjoy because again,
Yeah.
I dive for fun. We're not explorers like these guys.
Now that you
but-
stop it here, because I feel like I'm not gonna have a whole lot to add, because they're flawless.
Yeah.
But I just want people to see that the person who's filming is pretty far away from the line. Like the line is over there. If I had to guess, that's like 6 meters away, like 20 feet away from the line.
Yeah.
This guy right here, the second in line, he is a good, I don't know, what do you say, like 4 meter, 12 feet away
Yeah.
from the line?
Yeah.
And then this person right here is laying line. This is the line man. So every person in a cave diving team has a job, has a responsibility. Number 2 in this case is to light up the path for number 1 and support him and tying up, finding times, places. And if they're cave exploring, which they're doing in this case, so the second person is looking for leads. Typically, the person in front who's doing the exploration and the line laying, they are trying to find where the flow is coming from. Because if there's 2 tunnels and tunnel number 1 has a bunch of flow, then that means that's the tunnel that goes. That's the tunnel that keeps going. If tunnel 2 is dead, there's no water flow coming out of it, it's probably a dead end or it's not as big. You want to keep going against the flow. So a lot of the cave exploration that people do is trying to find the flow. Where's the flow coming from? Keep flowing, keep going through the flow. Number 2 in this case is looking for what other hole is out there that this guy's not following because he's going for the flow that I could explore later on, or we could explore later on.
And they'll put a cookie. This is what I was
Correct.
taught.
Yes.
Like I to remember to come back there later. Here's what I mean. Number 2 guy may be like, I saw something to the left. I know my guy laying line is
Yeah.
still going straight, but I know I saw something. He may go down to that line right now and put a cookie.
Yeah. You know,
To
I
remember, but it's just a cookie. So how? Let's say there were. This is what I don't know.
I
To
started
answer our
a
question,
system.
But let's say that he saw something to the left, but there happens to also be something to the right.
Yes.
How would he remember?
So I started a system, and I don't know if this is
you
right.
can't do an arrow to the point of the left.
I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but this is the way I started doing it last year or this year with John Lilstall, and we were exploring together. When I was looking for leads, I would use odd number cookies when I wanted to look at when I found something on the left, and even number when I found stuff on the right. That's how I did it. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but if I'm going, I'm like, oh, this looks interesting on the right, I would put number 2 or 4 or 6
Got
or
it.
whatever.
Cool.
That way I know to look right, because I'm not going
Okay.
to remember, you know?
Exactly.
I'm dropping 20 cookies. I'm not going to remember
way.
where stuff is.
Okay.
So-
And by the way, the other thing that is a skill, and then we'll move on, is like the number 1 guy. He's got to know where to tie off and not line trap everybody as well.
Right.
Right now it's easy. There's no real obvious place he can line trap, right? It's just wide open. It's
Yeah.
so easy. But line trap means he could tie off and then you're basically blocked. You're stuck right there where you tied off. You made like a barrier. You can't get through, which is what I did, by the way.
Yeah, line trap means if you're following the line in zero vis, you would get stuck.
You're gonna get stuck. You can't
Yeah.
move anymore. You trapped yourself.
Right.
But if I was laying this, I'm just telling you. You see right down there where his light is shining, kind of below him, a little bit to the right. Looks like that would be my next tie-off spot. So let's see what happens.
Before you keep going, a common line trap is when you're swimming in a tunnel, like in this case, I'm going to use just this picture. Now, imagine this right here was sticking out a little further and maybe coming down. Now, this guy could keep swimming, and if he doesn't tie like around here to then go right, if he just keeps swimming and goes this way, then the line will be under that overhang. So then when you're following, you get caught up in that spot.
You're blind following.
Yeah.
You're stuck. Like you're stuck.
Yeah, because
there.
even if the swimmer was going wide open and then turning, the line is not going to stay suspended in the air. You either tie it or he's going to carry it with him, and then he's going to line trap himself by going under the overhang.
And
So
by the way,
that's a very common one.
I see two potential passages. One kind of down. Look at that hole down like to the left, or it gets a little darker again.
Yeah, right here.
That and to the right though, where you were going to, there looks so that's what's confusing. That's what we mean by like, Gus, the left looks like I see a hole. The right also I see a hole. Which one?
Yeah.
Do you go to? And they get good at it. They actually can sense it. Yes, flow, but both may have flow. So they just.
I love
It's a
those
skill.
when you find a room like that goes in all directions and you're like, oh man, this is so great. It's going everywhere. It reminds me of that meme. There's a funny meme of a Green Beret where they're like at war and the guy's like, sir, I have bad news. We're surrounded. And it's like, great. Now you can shoot in all directions.
Exactly.
It's
really
like exciting. Great. Just shoot in all directions.
No doubt.
All right.
I was right. He's gonna tie off. Look.
Yeah. Oh man, this thing is so open. It's so big.
I'm going left to that big hole. See it down low left.
Well, you see he's sliding up to the left. Second guy is sliding that way. Like, okay, what's that way? That he's doing a good job. All right, trying to get their attention. What? No.
That's Patrick. So
yeah,
what
let's
happened
talk about
there? Wait,
so,
I'm
okay.
confused. Did
All
they
right.
send one guy by himself?
No.
And they're gonna keep going.
Two guys were in side mount, open circuit side mount. Two guys were in rebreathers.
crap.
So he's like, I gotta turn around, and that's what means turning the dive is I reach 1/3 of my air, so I have to turn around because you use the second third to exit, and 1/3 is for emergency. So
And the
that's
rebreather
why-
guys are going, maybe you should get Sidewinder certified.
Oops.
Sorry for you.
We still have 6 hours, he said.
But listen, they have 6 hours of scrubber,
yeah.
but they still are guarantee you they're being mindful of their bailout gas, right?
Of course.
Because they're only going to go as far as that bailout gas will allow them to go. I guess they either
Yeah.
they have stages or something. But anyway, Gus, I don't know where this is, but it looks unbelievable.
It's in Madagascar somewhere. There they're going. How do they get their DPVs and tanks and everything to Madagascar? Like that's what I guess a container. They shipped a container, I assume.
I don't know, but that film is awesome, guys. That is beautiful the way they did this.
It's not like I can even say like, "Hey, you should bring me in next time so I can film you." Like they do.
They're
10
perfect.
times better.
No,
than
they're so good.
There's nothing I can add. It sucks.
These two guys, Patrick and Philip, they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you know, I got to say one more thing. One of the exercises that Patrick did with me, I will never forget. He's probably listening going, "You still remember that?" He's just said, "Follow me and mimic me." Do you know how much better I got by following him and mimicking
By
him?
just mimicking
He would be in front of me, just follow me and do what I do. If you see me kick, that's when you kick. If you see me, and I just did it, and he would kick and glide. I would kick and glide with him. I felt like I always want him to be there now in front of me when I'm diving.
Yeah.
Permanently. That's how much better you are by mimicking those guys. They're
It's
another
amazing.
level.
So notice they're not using their DPVs through here because they will get all banged up. They're just swimming them. And see, they have a backup DPV between their legs. So if their main one fails, they have another one. So just little kicks to not disturb all the sediment and everything else.
There's line there wherever they are.
Once it opens up, they get back on the scooter.
It's beautiful.
This is one thing I haven't done. I haven't towed a DPV between my legs while I'm DPVing. We should try it
Well-
next time.
You've towed me.
Right, but I haven't towed like a backup DPV.
Neither.
We should try it next time just to see. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? We mess up and learn. I mean, it's not an emergency. We're
What's
just
the worst that can happen?
Okay.
You don't want to dive right now, right there?
God, this looks unbelievable.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. I'm just smiling. It's so awesome. And by the way, these guys, I know I'm pausing so much, so the 5,000 comments are going to come. Don't care. Not only are they amazing, they're so cool to dive with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick's just like, when you're in there diving with him, I don't know how to explain it. This is how it was for me anyways. He's very positive. Like, you're doing awesome. This is great. This is upbeat, positive, and fun. Like, that's his attitude when you're in there diving.
Yeah.
Once he sees, yep, you're in control. You've got this. They're really, really good guys.
I haven't dived with Patrick. I'm hoping
Best.
that we get a chance to test the new Sidewinder 2 with Patrick in Mexico. I mean, I'm not putting that out there to
And
put
I'm
him,
only putting it out there.
put
that
him in,
not
put him in
just
a
test-
tough position to decline now that publicly I'm saying I'm expecting an invitation to go try the Sidewinder 2 with him in Mexico.
And I also expect the one that I test to be mine. I said, please. I don't want to ask for more than that, though, I don't
Yeah,
think.
that's it. That's enough.
Anyway, it's just magnificent. I'm not going to pause so much anymore. This is awesome.
Yeah, let's let it go. It's a bunch of line there, though. I wonder
Yeah.
who laid that line.
Yeah. They probably, those guys.
You think they did?
He uses his fins a little. You saw him using the fins a little bit to help turn or something.
Yeah.
Just now.
It's like a tide restriction on this one.
Those are sea
there's
crafts,
some-
aren't they?
Yep, look at the stage bottles.
Yep.
By the way, this is just called really quick stage bottle. I know we mentioned that, but let's not assume everybody knows what they are. So what happens is we carry enough gas in case of a catastrophic rebreather failure, we can get out of the cave or get to our next stage bottles. So if you're going in like 10 kilometers into a cave, for example, imagine a super long cave, you can bring enough gas with you to be able to swim out. So what you do is, if you want to go far, you will bring, let's say, 2 extra bottles with you. You stage them. Then the next person who will have 2 more will stage those, and you will stage bottles along the way. One good example of this, and I will link it at the end as well for people to see it, is when we went to Fangorn Forest and the cheap seats in Wrigley Field in Abaco. It's a super long dive. It's over 3 hours long. And we brought 3 bottles, 1 each, right? You brought an extra one and whatnot. So we stage every 1,000 feet or 1,500 feet. I don't remember the
2,000.
plan. But
I remember.
yeah,
Right
so
at
we go
2,000.
in, Woody's in the back, I'm in the middle, Brian is up front. You know, when we get to the first spot, Brian says drop. That's his sign to drop. Then you drop your bottle. Now I'm the one with the second bottle. When we get to the second, he's like, drop. I put mine, and then he drops his at the entrance, I think, of Fangorn Forest.
Yep.
Or right inside of
Right
Fangorn
there. is where
Forest.
I- That was mine.
Right by the wedding cakes. He drops another one. So now we have 3 bottles. So if we're all the way back in the cheap seats in Wrigley Field, which is a really far back there, right? Then our job is to get to bottle number 1. Then with that bottle, get to bottle number 2. Then with that, so you will basically leapfrog bottles along the way. That's what
right.
staging is. Setting up bottles along the way so you can breathe from them
And-
if there's an emergency.
And we measure. It's not random where we drop those bottles. We're measuring based on sac rates. How much gas is probably the heaviest breather of a team going to breathe, and what would he need to get out? So you can
And
measure based upon also an estimate of how many feet per minute would you be traveling. These caves in Abaco have like no flow.
Yeah.
So like you may say it's like 50 or 75 feet per minute that you would be able to swim, because you have to assume you're going to swim. So you can time, well, if I went 2,000 feet back and I was 50 feet a minute, that's 40 minutes I would need of gas to get out. So you can calculate how much gas you need.
Two more things really quick about stage bottles. Number one, when we leave them on the line. You can see that this bottle is right on the line, and that's because even if you're coming in zero visibility, just okaying the line, right on the line, you will run into your stage bottle. So you don't want to leave it like adjacent or somewhere near the line. You leave it on the line. And number two, we leave them pressurized, not open. So we pressurize the tank, so there's pressure in the regulator, but you don't leave them open. That way, if the regulator fails, the whole tank doesn't, free flow and you lose all the gas. Imagine being in an emergency, getting to your stage bottle and the tank is empty. So we leave it pressurized, so if you get to it, you can even take 1 or 2 breaths and open the tank at the same time and still breathing. So you will be able to get a breath or 2 while you open the tank, but if it fails, it won't empty itself. So there's a process to this whole thing. There you go. We added some value. I'm happy.
That's true.
I'm just looking left, right, up, down, like it's open everywhere. By the way, when you're in caves, since nobody's talking, right, we can talk over the video. When we're in caves like that are super open and there's leads everywhere, we typically bring in, let's say, 6 or 8 people, and we split in pairs. And we will say, like, all right, Woody, you and Gail go like to 500 feet and start exploring, and me and John are gonna go to 1,000 or 1,500 feet and start exploring, and whoever are gonna go to 2,000 and start exploring. So we will divide and conquer the cave, right?
And then they survey. You have to know how to survey. So
Yeah.
after you lay the line, I think the rule is you aren't considered to have discovered it unless you also surveyed it.
Yeah, you want to survey it and lay the line and survey.
Oh my goodness! If you
Look at
found
it.
this and you got there,
Insane.
that is really pretty, man.
Yeah.
And when you see Bubbles, I don't know if he's yeah, he looks like he's on open circuit, whoever that is. Or he's
10 kilometers.
wow.
Longest flooded cave. This
Really
looks
nice.
amazing. I mean, this was 2019, so 5 years ago. I wonder how much more line they've laid there. Wow. All right.
Well, I was a fanboy of Patrick. Now I'm
Now I'm
it's
jealous. too.
bad and
On
jealous
top of-
and Philip. They're
Yeah.
really they're always together. They're a team. What a way to live their lives too. Like these guys
amazing.
are really living their
Best lives.
adventure life. They are.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
they're top professionals. So really awesome guys.
Yeah, so once again, highly recommend you check out the guys at DR Local. They are the Dominican Republic Speleological Society's YouTube channel. They have amazing videos about cave diving in there. Looks like this was part 3 out of who knows how many. I mean, I'm going to go back and check out to see how many more they have because it looks unbelievable. And, dude, Patrick,
I mean,
hook a body up. Come on. What's going on?
somebody sidewinder 2 on me. I mean, I just feel like I deserve it. I don't know why
Yeah.
I deserve it, but I feel like I deserve it.
Earlier in this episode, I mentioned our dive to Fangorn Forest, and in case you didn't see that, I'm going to leave it right here. Check it out. It's not even in the same continent. It's in Abaco instead of Africa, but it's pretty cool.
It's beautiful there.
Crystal clear.
Bye,
See you in the next one.
everybody. Patrick.